Hello again. This morning I was teaching one of my favourite students. They're all my favourite students. And suddenly this student's playing really took off. Let me show you what came out of it, and then I'll show you all the steps that we used to get there. So we got a range of different ideas. Now then, let me show you how we got there. First of all, we just looked at a sort of drumming exercise, drumming away on C's and G's, that kind of thing. We actually, because the first idea that they did was a rock idea, we actually just looked at C's and F's. So we did this sort of thing. And then I explained how you could then play this all with the left hand. And so on. And then I explained how you can actually sort of link up from the F. You could go back to the C. In steps here, we could go down a tone and coming up to the C, and same for the F. So from a tone below, we're coming up in steps to the F. We can also go down in two steps. We can also do a range of different things. He came up with this idea. That sort of thing. And of course you can do this with two hands. The idea of using two hands is to get the sort of rhythmic aspect sort of for jazz. So if you just drum, there I'm using two hands and using the keyboard like a set of drums there. I'm also tapping my foot, which you can't see, but that's also another very, very good thing to do, because that really helps you to sort of internalize where the pulse is. And really helps get your jazz rhythm together. Now then, so we then put together this sort of, for the C, just E and G. And then when we get to the F, we just replace the E with an E flat. We can also get up to the G and the B flat. Notice that the left hand isn't doing the same sort of thing as it was doing, but I've still got the same basic underlying sort of rhythmic thing going on, although this time it's sort of shared between the hands. Although, of course, I can sort of share it. So anyway, that was used to get the rhythm generated and to practice as in the sort of drumming sort of exercise. So there we're really using the piano as a set of drums and working on rhythm. Now then, the next thing that we did was to say, if we perhaps got a C minor 7 chord, which is like this chord here, this chord can go to a G minor 7 chord. Now there are a number of songs that use this sequence. There's one back in the 90s or something. Two can play that go. Another one I've been showing my students is one called Keeping Time by Jason Rebelli. And so on. Had a mental block there for a second, but anyway, so that's so the basic idea is this: C minor 7, go to the G. Now then, again we can practice drumming a bit with the left hand play the C and the right hand play the E flat major chord. And the same for the G. Left hand plays the G, right hand plays the B flat major chord. And then, of course, we can play the top with the left hand. Now then, surprisingly enough, we can actually just use a C blues over the top of this. For C blues, do check out my video on finding the blues scale. It's one of the very earliest ones I did. Notice here, by the way, that my left hand again is just sort of filling in really, and the right hand now has got the same sort of rhythmic feel. The right hand's doing most of the work, but the left hand just sort of maintaining that, sort of just keeping the harmony going. So there my right hand's playing C blues and nothing else. Over the G, of course, I can play a G blues. There's your G blues. So now then, we can also play the G blues over the C. Now then, by the same reasoning that we can find the G blues over the C, the G of course is up a fifth from the C, we can also use a D blues over the G. So we can perhaps play around a bit in C. Then when we come to the G, we can play some D. So there I'm sort of mixing together D blues, G blues and C blues. Now then, what's quite interesting at this point is that we can also just use the chromatic scale. Now then, my student was particularly pleased when he discovered this. And so on. And that, of course, right away is a very fun thing to do. We can also carry across the ideas that we had in the earlier piece. Now, over the G, we've got to sort of switch to it. The E natural's not too happy, but we can play this A and C. Also at this point we can stretch out with the harmony bit. Over the C minor 7 chord we can play a B flat major triad. This is because this is your C minor 9 and this actually forms a C minor 11 chord. C minor 11. So we can put the B flat and similarly we can put an F major chord, F major triad, over the G. We can also side step. And we can also use stacks of fourths, provided we can stay within this. This is called the Dorian mode. So. And we can have some fun with that. So what we did at the end of the session, we just mixed all these ideas together. There we go. I do hope you've enjoyed this lesson. So, yep, do press the like button and enjoy and have fun with all that. And do look over my other videos.